Hey everyone, I'm Heba and welcome back. I've got two palettes I'd like to talk to you about. They are by Tom Ford and it is the Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye Palette. There are 4 different palettes, but I got 2 of them because they are $155 each. So yeah, they are very expensive. This is Red Harness Intensity 1 and it's made for light to medium skin tone with warm undertones. And I have to say, I like this palette. I like the look that I created with this palette. So in this palette, you get a contour, a highlight, and 4 of the wet dry formula of the eyeshadows. Let me go ahead and swatch these for you. This is the highlighter, and this is the contour. So here is the highlighter. Oh, that's such a pretty highlighter. And this is the contour. I mean, you can barely see that on my skin, but that highlighter is real pretty. Okay, now let me switch to the quad eyeshadows. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there is Red Harness Intensity 1. And this orangey peachy shade, oh, I love this shade on my lids. I do have to say that the contour is a little bit light on my skin, but I like how it looks on my face. It doesn't make me look like I have dirt, which you will see when I do the demo with this palette. And I do like the shade of the highlighters. It's got that peachy undertone to it, and these 4 shades, I like this one. Now this is Moss Agate Intensity 3 and it's made for deep skin tone with a neutral undertone. And to me, I think it looks more cooler. That's just me. This one is the highlighter and this one is the contour. You can see it is deeper, the contour is, but it just has that cool undertone for me. I have to warn you, I am left-handed, so whenever I swatch with my right hand, it doesn't look very well, but we'll still work with it here. I know they're a little spread apart. But yeah, here are the shades in Moss Agate. I have to say that this blue one is pretty, but all the other shades I think are a little too cool for me. So here's Moss Agate and here's Red Harness down here on the bottom. I did a look with this palette and that will come first, and then I'll show you how I came up with this look using Red Harness. And kind of a spoiler alert, I don't know if you kind of got it, but I kind of like Red Harness a lot better than Moss Agate. Well, alright, let me show you how I came up with those looks and I'll see you on the other side. This look, I'm going to use the one that kind of scares me. It's the Intensity 3 Moss Agate or Agate. But yeah, that one does kind of scare me a little bit. Ugh. There it is up close. Yeah, let's try it. And as you can see, I already primed my lids with my favorite eyeshadow primer by Hourglass. And, ooh. Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to use the contour shade first as my transition shade. Just try it. I'm just going to go dip in very lightly using the Sonia G. Which one is this one? You think I should know it by now. The Detail Pro, because it's a little bit fluffy and hopefully it will blend it out. Oh, let me tap out the crease, place that in the outer corner of my eye just to kind of see the intensity of the shade, and then bring it in. Just kind of bring it out too. Go one more time. It's a lot sheerer than I thought it would be, because in the pan it does look a little scary, but again, it's a lot sheerer, which is good. Using the Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm going to go in with this silver shade right here. I want to put that one on my lid, but for this look, I think I'm going to put that in my crease because I'm going to try the blue on my lid. Let's just try. And if I mess up, I mess up, which I know I'm going to mess up with this palette because this one kind of makes me nervous. Okay, again, place that in the outer corner. Yeah, these do have shimmer to it, so that's why I don't like to put too much shimmer in my crease because I do have a lot of texture there and it just kind of emphasizes it a little bit more. Okay, going back in with a contour shade. Using the same brush, and I'm going to go in with this deeper gray, graphite kind of a shade. So let's go that, and let's just place that in the outer corner. And also bring that out. Now I'm going to go in with this blue shade right here, and I'm going to use my finger and place that in the center of my lid. Ooh, that does have a nice little reflection to it. You know what? I'm going to get some water because I want to spray the shadow. Hold on. And when I say water, I meant the Mario Badescu Rose Water. Using the Builder Pro by Sonia G, I'm going to dip that in. It's a flat shader brush. Dip it in that blue shade. And then spray some water on it. There, probably a little bit more intensity there. And then work that up to my crease. Now I'm going to go into this light shade right here and put that in the inner corner of my eye using the same brush, the flat shader brush. Just kind of brighten this look up. Okay, I'm going to use my finger going back into that blue shade and just kind of tap it to kind of meld in those two shades together, kind of fuse them together. Back into this dark graphite shade and just kind of build up the outer corner. Then going with a fluffy brush with no product on it and just kind of blend it out. I'm going to put some makeup on and I'll come back and we'll play with the contour and the highlighter. Alright, now let's try this contour. And I've got a Tom Ford brush. It's the bronzing brush, but it is a synthetic brush. Because I was watching Michelle Wong and she said that this contour formula works better with natural hairbrush. So I'm going to go in with this one by Sonia G, Masterface. And let's just go in one time and see how this contours. Okay, maybe I need to go in a couple more times. Let's go for that. Okay. Alright, that gave me a little bit of contour. What do you think? Is it too gray? Does it look too gray on me? I don't know. From what I could see in the viewfinder, it does look a little gray. It just makes me look dirty. What do you think? Have a Wayne Goss fan brush and let's just go in. You know, I forgot to put blush on. Let me just do the other side so it can be even. Let me put the highlighter and then put a blush. Oh my gosh. Let's go with my favorite brush by Chanel. I believe it's the number 260 Alzane. And let's just kind of put some color to my cheeks, not this gray color. All right, let's go back in with the highlighter. Let me finish that. Gosh. And I'm gonna also put some underneath my brows. Fluff up my hair a little bit more. All right, what do you think, guys? I don't know, I just look dirty. It looks like there's dirt on my face, especially on my forehead. All right, well, here is the final look, and what do you think, guys? Be honest, please. Just from looking here in the mirror, it's not my favorite look. Luckily, I got it in Nordstrom, and they do have a good return policy if I want to return this. But I want to try Red Harness, because the shades here look doable. I mean, those are pretty shades. Those are my kind of shades. But Moss Agate, yeah, okay. Now let's see what using Red Harness looks like. Now trying the Red Harness palette, and I already primed my eyes with the Hourglass eyeshadow primer. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with Moss Agate and going in with this bronzer as my transition shade. And this may be sheer, but I just want to try it that way. Okay, this is showing a little bit of color on my lids. Yeah, this is a lot better color than the one from Moss Agate for sure. Yeah, it seems like I need to keep building this up. Next, I want to go in with this pinkish orangey shade, and I'm going to place that one also in the outer corner and in my crease. Let me pack that more to the center of my lid and then just blend it out in my crease. Now this shade is the reason why I wanted to get this palette, this orangey shade. I'm going to use my finger and place that on my lids and kind of put it over where I put that pinkish orangey shade. seems like when you sweep it over your lid, you get a lot more of intensity that way. Okay, I'm going to try wetting that shade now using the flat shader brush by Sonia G. Getting it wet. Using the other side of the flat shader brush and going in with this light shade right there. I'm going to place that in the inner corner of my eye. And now I'm going to deepen out the outer corner, and I'm going to use this, I guess, like a purple shade. I'm using a little bit more of a denser brush. Pack that on. Then going back in with that orange shade just to kind of give me a little bit more intensity there. Let me go finish putting the rest of my makeup on, and then we'll come back and play with the highlighter and this contour. This one may be a little bit light, but we'll give it a try. All right, now let's go in with this bronzer, and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the same brush here by Sonia G, this dense brush, which is called the Master Face. And let's go ahead and see if this one will show up on my skin. And I did put a little bit of a lighter foundation on this time so we can see if this shade will work. That's kind of pretty. I do need to build it up though. All of a sudden I'm going through a hot flash. Oh my gosh. Woo! Let's hope the sweat doesn't take off my makeup now. But yeah, I like this color. This color looks a lot better than the Moss Agate. That one just made me look like I had dirt on my face. Now let me put some blush, and then we'll go with the highlighter. I'm going to remember to put blush first this time. And going back in with Chanel, and this is in the shade So Close. So you can see it's a little bit more orangey. And this one is pigmented, so I'm just going to dip in once, shake off, and then apply on my cheek there. Now let's try the highlighter here. And usually, lately, I haven't been using highlighter because it just shows my texture. But, ooh, I like the goldness of it. Ooh, I think I need to blend that out a little bit more. I'm also going to put it below my brows. I always like to highlight that area. Yeah, that is giving me some highlight. I think I need to blend it out some more. Let me put blush over it. My brows. A little bit on my nose, and where else do y'all put it? I think that's it. And here's the finished look, and yeah, I think I like this look. I like this palette a lot better than Moss Agate. The lipstick that I'm wearing is by Tom Ford, and it's my favorite shade. It is Seventh Sin. I love this shade. And the lipstick that I used for the Moss Agate, that one's by MAC. It's my favorite nude MAC lipstick. Spirit, that's the name of it, Spirit. I'm almost out of it, so I think when there's a sale, I'll be getting this one because Tom Ford lipsticks are expensive. Just put a little bit more. All right, now let me tell you what I think about these palettes. This one, Red Harness, I kind of like this look. I like the colors of the eyeshadows and the color of the contour, bronze, and the highlighter. This was my first choice of the palette to get because I love this orange shade and I love it on my lid. I think it's a real pretty, very delicate, elegant type of a shade. And even using the contour as a transition shade with this one, I do like. Now let's talk about Moss Agate. This one is not my favorite. I thought I would like it, but no. The contour here just made me look like I had dirt on my face. Probably the best thing was the highlighter and maybe this shade in the quad, this kind of taupey silver shade. But the other shades, no, it's not my favorite. So I will be returning Moss Agate and I will be keeping Red Harness. Making a little interruption here. It's been about 5 hours since I've had this makeup on and it's still holding up pretty nicely. And also my husband came home and the first thing he said is that he likes this whole look. So I'm keeping Red Harness and returning Moss Agate, and let's get back into the video. Well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.